Von Miller chit-chatted about Kenny Pickett and his statements on Von Miller's Twitch stream last night. Von Miller, friend of the program, will not be on program going forward.
Wait, what
happened?
Whoa,
Why?
What the?
What happened?
Are you serious?
Expecting
At
him
the weekly?
in less than an hour.
What happened?
Huh? Why is everybody so negative about
My
this?
favorite parts of the
What
week.
happened? I
Pissed.
thought he was
This
coming
can't
on
be
today.
Vaughn's
Said he
decision.
was
really like him.
scientist.
Vaughn
wasn't
seemed like
Vaughn's
it, yeah, it
decision.
seems like he loves
It's
it.
powers that be.
Which powers?
What
Bills?
powers?
No, the Bills.
We'll try to beat him this week.
No, I think that ain't going.
Fucking president.
Good luck.
Bills loves us.
Bills
Okay,
do
so
love
that-
us.
Does have it. He does do his own show
So
too,
not-
right?
Yes,
Why?
that's the thing. That's
Not
the
the
thing.
Bills. What's
his own show?
On
Never
what?
heard of it. Bleacher Report.
It's the Voncast. The Voncast. It's a good podcast.
Oh, it's on Bleacher Report?
Yes.
Is
But
it?
Anyways, nonetheless. Well, I think he's doing once a week there.
Fuck 'em.
Well, powers that be of
No, listen,
Vaughn.
I do, but I appreciate what you just said. But for whatever reason, they think that is the right move for the business,
They hate us.
potentially.
Well, I hate them.
They can take shots using
No, you don't have
cartoons,
to.
but can't let.
Yeah, tell them, hey, I don't want to be in Gridiron Heights anymore.
You know
Take
what?
me
Fuck!
out.
Don't tell him.
I'm
Let's
honored.
fucking sue him.
I'm honored I was in Gridiron Heights, to be honest with you. But, like, no big deal. That's how they feel their
I'm gonna
business goes.
smack him in the mouth.
Who do we got to talk to? Lefko?
No, listen,
He's busy. He's
I
back
don't
on
know.
NBA TNT, killing it.
Tuesday nights, he does kill it. We move on. That's what they thought that was right for business, good for them. Vaughncast on Bleacher Report is his show, and I think it was something that he was maybe focusing, who knows, too much time. Maybe it wasn't Vaughn, I guess. But nonetheless, we appreciate the hell out of Von Miller and got a chance to learn a little bit more about his brain, how much he respects football and everything like that in our conversations. Also, his chicken farm and
Yeah.
his clothing, everything he's got going on. I mean,
Grass,
he's an
super
absolute
grass,
study, supergrass, all that stuff. And how he feels about, some chip blocks and everything. It was great conversation. So we appreciate the hell out of him.
Vaughn.
But we know we do miss you. Vaughn.
Miss you,
Vaughn.
Vaughn.
We'll listen to the Vaughncast on Bleacher Report so we can get our weekly dose of Von Miller's big old brain.
That's right.
Can't do it.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
What are you guys talking about?
Can't do it. If he switches from Bleacher Report, maybe.
No.
But until then,
This ain't one of those. Anyways, he got a chance to open up a little bit about Kenny Pickett, and what Kenny Pickett said was basically, something about an underdog and that whole thing. And Von Miller live on his Twitch, twitch.tv/Von Miller, I believe. He cut a little bit of a promo, and I enjoy listening to Von Miller talk about not only the game, but the mentality behind it. Here's from Von Miller's Twitch just last evening about Kenny Pickett in his first start for the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend against Von Miller and the Buffalo Bills defense.
Everyone thinks we're underdogs, but we don't. Who thinks you're an underdog, bud? Like, jeez, Kenny.
I watch him on Twitch.
Yeah.
Nobody said what? Stop it, Kenny. Stop it, Kenny. Don't try to get crazy on us, man. We're just come in and play the game. Don't. Hey, why is he looking at the spread? Nobody looks at the spread of the game. Like, nobody's looking at none of that. Like, we're just getting ready to play the Steelers, bro. Like, don't try to get fake mad at don't try to get crazy on us, man. Nobody thinks you're underdogs, Kenny. Like, no, you're trying to, don't do it. No, don't do it. Stop it, man. Stop.
I think the thing about it is he wanted to make sure Kenny Pickett knew, hey, we have respect for you, Kenny Pickett. This is just because everybody else is saying it. Don't fucking listen. This ain't coming from us at all, which I appreciate. I do like the fact, though, that like Diggs said in the middle of that, Tomlin certainly uses the spread. You guys are 14-point underdogs. Largest point spread for a Steelers team in like 20 years or something. Ever.
Since the merger, right?
Yep.
Since the merger of the league. So Tomlin's definitely letting them know that. Von Miller's like, well, just listen, sportsbooks can say what they want. Everybody else, it ain't coming from us. I think that's what he was saying. Is that what you got out of that, AJ?
Yeah, and I think a lot of their games that the Bills go into, they're going to be the favorite. Like, they're not looking at the spread. They don't care. Like, they really don't. I think for the most part, maybe it's different now. Teams don't really, players, coaches maybe, if it's a gigantic spread, could use it as motivation. But normally, I don't think week-to-week players care that much.
So I'm intrigued on how it turns over because it wasn't talked about at all in any of the conversations I had. Now, there was other potential, situation where money was being wagered on things happening. Okay, not involving sport, involving skill.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
cornhole is a sport, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan
Oh,
Jones.
yeah.
He was almost professional, but there was just a graphic. But nonetheless, nobody wants to be the Pete Rose of football. Okay, and it's not even something that even enters into the world. Fantasy football does because people say, "Hey, you ruined my fantasy team." Some guys, I think, even play fantasy football, but that shit wasn't talked about whenever I was having conversations around the locker room. But you could see how that could be motivation, though, as the world continues to evolve in a sports book world. You think, or is that just something that whenever it's the biggest in the history of the team,
Yeah.
it is going to be something that's going to get brought up by Mike Tomlin?
Yeah, maybe as a one-off, like in this situation. But like you guys said, that was something we never talked about because we know none of that shit matters. Like
At all.
records, none of that shit matters when you go out there and play the game. And this is Steelers. Like you never take the Steelers lightly. But Mike Tomlin, coach, I don't care who's trotting out there and playing for him.
I remember, I grew up around a lot of Italians, and as we got older, there were some of my Italian friends that were doing, some sports gambling before it was legalized here in the United States in a certain amount of states. And I was always so fascinated whenever I would talk to them about it because I was, at that time, college kicker and punter, okay? So kicking definitely matters. Punting in actual football does matter, even though the people that are betting probably don't know that. And I'm like, I have no idea how the fuck I'm going to do this weekend. Like I seem to hit the ball far.
Coaches don't know. Coaches don't know what team's going to be out there.
So I think that also adds into the thought to what D-Butt was saying. Like, it's hard to take sports gambling serious whenever you have no fucking idea how you're going to perform. Now, I'm sure there's guys that are just like, yeah, I'm going to have 200 yards, 10 catches, 4 touchdowns today or whatever every single day. And I like that type of optimism. But if that person was to get real, it's like, oh, this week I might be not as many targets. I might not do that. It's a whole, I think that's an interesting part of retiring from the NFL and then wanting to still, kind of feel involved in the NFL and then starting to bet on the NFL, bringing that competitive juice in. Now, it's like almost perfect for retired guys. But whenever you're in it, it's never really brought up. That's why the Ridley thing was so surprising, I think. So I think it was surprising to a lot of us because it's like, now granted, I don't know what the modern locker room's like because we're not in there since it's been, legalized in states or whatever, but that shit was never talked about, I think. Everybody's worried to get fucking canceled almost from their entire career.
Yeah, that was the thing too. They would bring in, the guys that would talk about, sports betting and things that went on behind the scenes, and then that was like dudes are more afraid to bet on games than they were to take steroids or some shit. You know what I mean? So these last 5 years, I've been out going on 5 years now. I'm sure it's changed a lot though with all the sports books, all the betting. I think the Cardinals have a sports book in the stadium.
Yeah, I think it's FanDuel.
Yeah, so it's much more in their
Something for
day-to-day life now. So they probably talk about it more now.